One thing everybody know, you do not play with the bear. You understand what I'm saying? If you antagonize the bear, you got a real problem. That's why the United States deal with them from a long distance.
That's right, brother. Yes,
You
sir.
better not come over here and bother me. Meanwhile, she heading that way. Because you do not mess with the bear. You understand what I'm telling you? And the reason I know you don't mess with them, because the Lord said that is bound. Lord raised them up. Do you know Germany almost took them over in World War II? You know why? You know the only thing stopped them? The Lord sent a cold, hard winter. That's what stopped Germany.
Yes, sir, brother.
Russia didn't stop her. United States didn't stop her. The Lord stopped her with a cold, hard winter. Because you cannot mess with the bear, because I got a bid for him to do later on down the line in prophet. He must have a massive army because he is my army, and when I get through using him to whoop them with, then I'm going to whoop him.
That's right, brother. Yes, sir.
That is how I work.
That's right.
What I'm saying. We're dealing with how the Lord does things now.
Right,
that is how it works. So now, you done mess with the bear, now you done antagonize him, and now he's going to retaliate. Because he got this massive army of 200 million. Go ahead and read on.
Verse 17.
Go ahead and read.
And thus I saw the horses in the vision,
Go ahead.
and them that sat on them, having breastplates of fire, and of hyacinth, and brimstone. And the heads of the horses were as the heads of lions.
Go ahead.
And out of their mouths issued fire, and smoke, and brimstone.
Go ahead.
By these three was the third part of men killed.
Notice what it said. By these three was a third part of men. That's a lot of dead bodies. Now I can understand why the 14th chapter of Revelation talk about blood being up to the horse's brow for 200 miles. Because a third part of men, that's a lot of dead bodies laying around. Yes, Lord, it was so many dead bodies, Lord couldn't even bury them all. He said, call for the fowls of the air and tell them to come and eat up these dead bodies.
That's right, brother.
Come and feast on kings and rulers and all of that.
Yes,
so you got all these dead bodies laying around. Go ahead and read up.
By the fire, and by the smoke, and by the brimstone,
Go ahead.
which issued out of their mouths. For their power is in their mouth, and in their tails. For their tails were like unto serpents, and had heads, and with them they do hurt.
Now, let's go over to Joel chapter 2, and we'll begin at verse 1, and we're going to just take a closer look at this sixth trumpet, not the seventh. So we're getting close to the last one here. We are dealing with the sixth one now. Now, I tell you what, before we get to Joel, let's go to Revelation chapter 16, and we'll pick it up at verse 12. Revelation 16, and we'll pick it up at verse 12, because remember, he said about the Euphrates River, right? And I told you that, that was dealing with the kings of the east, because what has happened is this guy here that's heading up this Roman Empire here, the religious ruler, he done moved.
Come on, break it down, brother.
Rome was sitting up here, and that is his home.
Okay.
But now, but the book talked about the man sitting in the temple and declaring himself to be God, and we know the temple is in the land of Israel. So now he was sitting up here. You got the Euphrates River here. The man that's he done moved from Rome, and he done set up shop down here. Now, what's got to happen is he done antagonized the bear. Okay. So now Russia's going to come and they're going to retaliate. So they're going to come up out of the north, cross that Euphrates River. I should put Rome over here. And then I'll put Russia here.
Yeah, that's it.
So now they got to come down, cross that Euphrates River, because he got to come down here and deal on this guy. Okay. Now, come on, what verse up?
Chapter 7, Revelation 17.
Revelation 16 and verse 12. 16 and 12. Go ahead, B.
And the sixth angel poured out his vial upon the great river Euphrates.
Go ahead.
And the water thereof was dried up.
But do you know somebody gave me an article just recently? Who was that? You know who you was, whoever you was. And they were talking about the Euphrates River is starting to dry up somewhere.
Malik.
Malik. That was Malik, whoever it was. They gave me an article not too long ago. And it was big. And it's time for this stuff. You understand what I'm saying? This is not some fairy tale that we are dealing with here. This is the real stuff here. You understand what I'm telling you? Everything is in place. You understand what I'm saying? There is nothing out of place. Everything is exactly where it's supposed to be at this time. And when it's time for it to be in a different place, it will be there. Because the Lord said heaven and earth will pass away, but my words will not pass away. That's what you got here. You got the real deal here now, people. Now, it said now, and the river Euphrates was dried up, that the way of the kings of the east might be prepared. That is why he said under that sixth trumpet, loose the 4 angels that have bound up the great river Euphrates. Go ahead and read on.
Verse 13.
Go ahead and read.
And I saw 3 unclean spirits like frogs come out of the mouth of the dragon.
Now, he said, we know who the dragon is, right? That is the devil, right? Go ahead and read.
And out of the mouth of the beast.
And we know who the beast is. That is the secular ruler of this Roman Empire. Go ahead and read.
And out of the mouth of the false prophet.
And that is the religious ruler of this Roman Empire. Here we have all 3 of them, don't we?
Yes, sir.
You understand? We read earlier where the dragon gave him his power and his seat and great authority, right? So now, that is whose man that is. He is the dragon's man. It is the dragon's organization. Go ahead and read on.
For they are the spirits of devils, working miracles, which go forth unto the kings of the earth and of the whole world.
See what I said? They are the spirit of devils that is working miracles that go forth unto the kings of the earth and of the whole world to do what?
To gather them to the battle of that great day of God Almighty.
Did it say the kings of the earth and of the whole world? Well, that's a world war, isn't it?
Yes,
if it is the kings of the earth and of the whole world, that means every nation is involved in this war. Then, to gather them together to that battle of the great day Almighty. This is under the 6th trumpet that we are reading about. Because the 6th trumpet and the 6th vial of wrath, they are synonymous. Go ahead and read on.
15.
Go ahead.
Behold, I come as a thief. Blessed is he that watcheth and keepeth his garments, lest he walk naked and they see his shame.
You see what Jesus said? At that time, I come as a thief. When you see all these nations gathered to do battle, he said, I come as a thief. Blessed is he that watcheth and keepeth his garments. And it's like Jesus said in the 24th chapter of Matthew, if he did not come at that time, there would be no flesh left alive. Yes, you got the whole world is at war. And they got some weapons nowadays, and they talk about, well, I got me 50 nuclear weapons. Others say, well, I got 60. And others say, I got 10. And when all you need is one.
That's right, brother.
One will do the job. One can destroy the whole creation. You understand what I'm saying? And these mad men will use them. These are mad men that's running this earth. You understand what I'm saying? They will use. Oh, no, they won't. Oh, yes, they will. What was that the United States dropped on Japan? Right. It was the biggest weapon that was around at that time. There wasn't, but now what they got now, it make that thing look like a firecracker.
Yes, sir.
They used it, didn't it? Because you know what happened? We'll start out, we'll do this conventional war. You come with your machine gun, I come with my machine gun. Then you get the best of me with your machine gun. I got to go get me a bigger gun. Then you get the best of me with my bigger gun. Well, I say, I'm going to go get my nuclear bomb now. Well, I got me a nuclear bomb too. I'm going to go get mine too. All right. Now we got a nuclear war going, and like Jesus said, there is no flesh left alive.
Sir.
Go ahead and read.
Verse 16.
Go ahead and read.
And he gathered them together into a place called in the Hebrew tongue Armageddon.
Now that is what the battle at Armageddon is. It is when all nations going to gather to do battle. Let's go now. We're still dealing with this 6th trumpet here. Let's go to Isaiah chapter 13, and we'll begin reading at verse 1. Not Isaiah, Joel chapter 2 and verse 1. Joel 2 and 1. We're going to get to Isaiah next, I think. Joel chapter 2, and we're going to pick it up at verse 1. 2 and 1. Because Joel told you about it. The Lord had them all to tell you about it. Joel 2, and we'll start reading at verse 1. 2, Joel, Joel 2, and verse 1. 2 and 1. Okay, go ahead and read.
Blow ye the trumpet in Zion, and sound an alarm in my holy mountain. Let all the inhabitants of the land tremble, for the day of the Lord cometh, for it is nigh at hand.
Now he said, blow ye the trumpet in Zion, and sound the alarm in my holy mountain. He's talking about in the land here, because that's going to be the focal point of this battle. Because the guy, he done moved and set up shop down here. Now you got the kings of the east, they coming down there to do battle. So now, and that is where the valley of Armageddon is. And in some places it is called the valley of Megiddo. And even Joel calls it the valley of Jehoshaphat. Go ahead and read.
A day of darkness and of gloominess.
Uh-huh.
A day of clouds and of thick darkness.
Wait a minute, he said day of darkness and the gloominess, clouds and thick darkness. That sounds familiar. Go ahead and read.
As